I've never seen a mummy like that. I bet he never has either. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with fellow mummy Christopher Johnson.
Hello everyone.
And we're here in the new and improved version of the studio.
Yes, much more green screen. Hopefully we'll be able to upgrade our, our look behind us.
Yep. But we're doing the Mummy Marathon. The Mummyathon, if you will. By discussing the old Boris Karloff mummy movie, the one that inspired the Brendan Fraser mummy movies.
Yes. And we're not talking about the Tom Cruise one. No.
Nor the third mummy movie, nor the Scorpion King.
We're going to wait on the Scorpion King. At some point we are going to discuss it. Mm-hmm. And also the third mummy movie, but that's going to be a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
About when sometimes maybe you shouldn't have made more movies after the sequel.
And also the Christopher Lee mummy movie in the 50s from Hammer Horror. We might have to do it like on a Christopher Lee Hammer Horror marathon.
Oh, hey, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
But seeing as though this was your pick.
All right. Okay.
By all means.
Thank you. The Mummy is a 1932 pre-code supernatural horror film directed by Carl Freund. The screenplay was written by John L. Balderson and was adapted from a treatise written by Nina Wilcox Putnam and Richard Shire. Released by Universal Studios as part of the Universal Classic Monsters franchise. The film stars Boris Karloff, Zita Johann, David Manners, Edward Van Sloan, and Arthur Braun. And now the synopsis. A team of British archaeologists discovered the mummified remains of the ancient Egyptian prince, Imhotep, who was killed for attempting to resurrect his dead lover, Akhenaten, after accidentally being brought to life by the scroll of Thoth. Imhotep disguises himself as a modern Egyptian named Artif Bey and searches for Akhenaten, whom he believes has been reincarnated in the modern world. So, I heard about this movie a long time ago when I was really getting into the horror in general, learning the history of it. Yeah.
How early, I guess for the Universal Monsters, did you see this one?
I'd say just a couple of years ago.
Well, I mean, as far as in chronological order.
The Mummy takes place after the Frankenstein's monster.
Did you watch them in order?
Not really.
Oh.
Yep. I was mainly fascinated with the Bela Lugosi Dracula stuff, but
you were more into Lugosi, not as much into Karloff.
Yep. And Lugosi, I think, got like a raw deal out of the two.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Karloff had a better career through his long life.
Yeah. And at least got his due, got his flowers before he passed away.
Yeah.
Not so much as Bela Lugosi, unfortunately.
Yeah. So the Dracula was the first very old school horror movie I watched. So then I got me into watching. I think I finally watched The Mummy in Turner Classic Movies.
Oh.
The one that has no commercials.
You're still never gonna let me live that down.
No.
Yeah, for me, this is the first time I've ever seen the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really need to start watching a lot more of the really classic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy classic movies,
Yeah.
but since now I'm starting to get into the horror genre,
Yeah.
I think it's time for me to start checking out films like this.
Yeah, but speaking of which, we should get into Boris Karloff himself, since we're discussing him.
Yeah. Imhotep / Ardith Bey, played by Boris Karloff.
His first Universal talking role, because he didn't talk as a Frankenstein's monster in the first Frankenstein movie.
It was all just...
And Bride of Frankenstein wasn't made yet, so...
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But, he actually did a very good job.
Yeah.
Um...
He could be frightening, but he could also be sympathetic at the same time.
Yeah, which, in a weird way, that's kind of how he played Imhotep.
Yeah.
He wasn't necessarily evil or wanted to, like, rule the world or anything like other mummies. He just wanted an ox and a moon back.
Yeah.
And can you blame him?
Yeah.
That was his one true love. That unfortunately was a forbidden love.
Yeah, and whoever stood in his way felt his wrath.
Yeah.
Especially in the modern century.
Yeah. But hey, at least he got a slightly better deal than the other Imhotep. I mean, he was still mummified alive. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, but didn't get his tongue cut out, and unfortunately didn't get the curse that gave him powers. But what you gonna do?
He still got powers regardless.
For hypnosis and persuasion, he didn't get to have all the other cool powers.
Because on the Mary Wilcox Putnam draft, the original vehicle for him was supposed to be an evil magician called Cagliostro, who was hypnotizing people, and he was also hypnotizing a girl he also loved at the same time.
So they still kept that idea, but just had him be Ardith Bey.
Yeah. Once the King Tut's tomb came, the discovery and the supposed curse, that's when they decided to go do the mummy. When they changed it, they're like, oh, we'll keep the same idea, but just change it instead of an addition, make it to a mummy instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked out.
Yep.
I mean, anything else you would like to add about Boris Karloff's performance?
Well, he did good despite all the suffering he did in that makeup.
Dear God, he went through so much just for how many minutes of screen? How many minutes was he actually on screen as the mummy itself?
Like barely, just like 2 scenes, 2 close-up scenes, 2 possibly 3.
And was that roughly 5 minutes, maybe 10?
Yeah, and I think he was in that all day. That one day. Yeah.
Yeah, he had to wake up extremely early in the morning to get all of that put on him, only to be filmed for 10 minutes.
Yep.
1930s, what were you doing?
Yeah, about 7 hours worth of makeup by the famous makeup artist Jack Pierce.
And then having to be wrapped up.
Yeah, without a fly to go to the bathroom.
That man, I hope he didn't drink anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But you could also see from when he was disguised as Ardith Bey that you could still see the markings of him trying to get out of the wrappings and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did mess him up a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, all for the craft.
Yep.
Though, I do have to say, of all the characters, he was the most interesting.
Yeah.
Because of just how Karloff played it.
Yeah.
There was that air of uncertainty and mystery.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of uneasiness.
Yeah. Yep. But let's discuss the other supporting cast.
Okay.
Starting with Oxynomin's reincarnation.
Yep. Helen Grosvenor?
Grover.
Grover.
Yeah.
Also known as Princess Anaxnamun, played by
Johann. Zeta Johann. Yeah, she did good. She actually it was one of the few times in the 30s where you actually got to see some skin in the 1930s.
Well, pre-code.
No, it was still cold,
No, pre-code.
but they let it get past the censors because the original in Dracula there's like no skin at all. So yeah, I say they went past on that. But she was good playing the no nonsense woman who finds out she's reincarnated.
Though, I mean, with what she had, she definitely did do a good job. But how much of that characterization did we really get to see?
Not much.
Which I think is a thing we kind of ran into with a lot of the characters besides Imhotep.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, mainly the villain was always the most interesting one in the Universal Monster movies.
Well, yeah.
And everyone else was just the standard.
Well, yeah, because we're here to see the monster
Yeah.
or the villain. They're the main character.
Yeah.
But she definitely did do a good job. I also enjoyed seeing, the flashback sequence.
Yeah.
Of seeing how everything that happened with Imhotep and Anaxnamun.
And there was the lead scenes. They were supposed to be. He was supposed to show her every incarnation.
Oh.
Yep. How she died in every incarnation also.
Oh. She went through the Hawk Girl situation?
Yeah, where she basically, one of them she got fed to the lions and all that.
Good Lord.
Oh, and behind the scenes was pretty funny because her and the director never got along. He used her as a scapegoat. He never gave her a chair or anything. Nope. It was his idea to make her be always nude, and he thought that she was going to reject the idea. He's like, if it gets past the censors, I'm in for it. Getting on him, yeah.
I think it was a moment of, well played.
Yep. And just like her counterpart, she actually believed in reincarnation, the actress.
Huh.
Yep. She was a bit of a spiritualist, so she believed in all that stuff in her life. And
interesting for the early 1930s.
Yep.
To believe in that.
Yeah, so she did all that. She was like Bulgarian. She wasn't really Egyptian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everybody here didn't really have any connection to the Middle East.
But she was close to it in there. I think, yeah, but she was good despite her strong dislike for director and Hollywood in general.
Yeah.
Like she said, she respected the whores on the street than the people in Hollywood. But she did want to work because of the money. She liked the money more.
Well, sometimes that tends to be the case.
Yeah.
For some actors that they just turn out to naturally be good, so might as well do it to, make a good living.
I thought she had decent chemistry with David Manners, even though we didn't quite.
Yeah.
Even though it was quick love at first sight.
Yeah. Though her interactions with Boris Karloff were definitely very good and very dramatic.
Yeah, and oddly enough, she passed out during one of the takes and woke up with Boris Karloff standing there saying, "Vita, darling, are you okay?" Yeah.
Oh. Interestingly enough, that's not going to be the only time that we have to worry about an actor passing out
Yeah.
during this marathon.
Yep. So many injuries in these mummy movies.
Yeah.
Yep. But let's talk about the generic heroes.
Starting with Frank Wemple, played by David Manners.
He's basically John Harker from the 31 Dracula movie, just with a different name. He's like, oh, I don't believe Dracula's a vampire. Oh, I don't believe what you say about Art of Baby and a Mummy. I don't believe that.
Nah, just because he looks so dramatic and maybe a little unsettling, I don't think he's necessarily evil. Oh, wait. Yeah, he trying to sacrifice a woman just to bring back the soul of his
Who I
lover.
like.
And I happen to like that woman that is the reincarnation of that princess that he's trying to bring back.
Of course, he's also an idiot by putting the ISIS thing right by her instead of on himself to keep him from being killed, which he almost gets killed.
Why don't people listen?
Yep. So, like I said, he basically plays the same character role from Dracula onto here. Just different name and everything.
And was he dumb in that too?
Yeah.
I swear.
I think he was much worse than the Dracula one compared to this one. Okay, pretty similar, but a little bit more dumber.
Lord have mercy. Just listen. When people tell you to do the thing, do the thing. It will save your life.
Yep. But somehow he lives and gets the girl.
Yeah, well, hey.
With a bit of persistence after meeting her, falling down the stairs.
Yeah, and all of their at most 5 minutes of talking and potential chemistry.
Yeah. Well, the movie's short, so they have to rush it up really fast.
True. Why were a lot of movies short back in the day? Some movies tended to be really short.
Because they wanted the movie to be really fast so the audience can enjoy the fun and then go. It wasn't expected to be shown. They didn't expect to be shown nowadays over and over again. Or just see a movie. Glad you enjoy it. Go. So they cut out a lot of important stuff on some end. And just like Doctor Who, you never see him ever again except for photo stills of those deleted scenes.
Yeah. Though, fortunately, some people actually thought it was a good idea to keep the film.
Yep.
At least on this side of the pond.
Yep. Well, let's talk about the other generic heroes.
Sir Joseph Wemple, played by Arthur Byron.
He starts off as the old idiot who then gets wise to it, but then he ends up being a scaredy coward and ends up dying.
I swear.
He had some character development.
True.
True. I mean, it was all good because he was scared of Art of Bay once he realized that Art of Bay was the same mummy that he discovered.
Yeah, all those years ago.
Yeah.
What, 10 years?
Yeah.
Huh. It's only 3 in the remake.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So yeah, he did good playing the both fatherly professor, archaeologist.
Yeah. I think he along with Zita Johann and Boris Karloff, they had pretty much some of the best material in this film.
Yeah, sadly he dies midway through.
Yeah.
So we get more into the Oxynomen backstory.
Which is the main point of the film.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, he gets strangled by forced death.
Yeah. Which Does that mean Imhotep is a Sith?
Potentially, yeah.
Did George Lucas happen to watch this film while he was coming up with the idea of Star Wars?
Well, I think he was watching every film.
Yeah, true. I mean, as a director, you should.
Yeah. Yep, and so let's get to the other hero. The one who actually has the smarts.
Yeah, Dr. Moeller, played by Edward Van Sloan.
The Van Helsing. And oddly enough, he was Van Helsing in the Dracula movie. And Van Helsing again in the sequel where he fought Dracula's daughter. Yeah, he came back for that.
Wait, there was a film for Dracula's daughter?
Yeah.
Wow.
With a lot of lesbian subtext. Which was
very taboo back during that time.
In the 1930s, yeah.
What was Universal doing?
Just testing some stuff out.
I mean, I think there was talk of even some weird subtext in Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was in Dracula. He was also in the first Frankenstein movie, but he didn't fare well in the first Frankenstein movie. He gets strangled by the monster. Yeah, so in this one just like Dracula, he actually does survive in this one, and become the voice of reason. Both Wimbles, Idiot Wimble, father-son team.
Yeah, the one that actually has sense, the one that was like, oh, yeah, curse, don't read the thing. Oh, something not right about that guy. Where did the mummy go? This whole thing about a Nox-Namun, and the mummy's missing, and the mummy was the lover of a Nox-Namun.
Yeah.
Some of these things are adding up, and it doesn't look good.
Yep. And there's one thing in a mummy movie that they actually put in that we never use in any other mummy movie is the ISIS thing. The ISIS to protect people. Yeah.
Yeah, religious symbol to make sure that the evil doesn't get you.
Yep. The only time this thing's used is in this movie. Not even the remakes or any other. It's just this one.
Well, I know they had Cat in the first one.
Yeah, well, they also had Cat defending the evil in this one. So, yeah.
So, maybe it was a good idea that the Egyptians kind of worshipped cats to make sure that evil spirits were like, oh, no.
But he did, well, he was basically exposition for everyone.
Yeah.
The smart guy with exposition. And he had a good one-off with Boris Karloff saying, if I could get my hands on you, I would break you. Break your fresh light right now. Until Boris Karloff gives him a dirty look. And he's like, well, but you're too powerful.
With your hypnosis and force powers.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the first red shirt of the movie. Yeah.
Yes. Ralph Norton, played by Bramwell Fletcher.
Yep. He was married to the woman who was the damsel in distress in the Dracula movie.
Huh.
Yeah, they were married for a short while.
As most Hollywood relationships were back in the day.
Yeah, but here he would... Yeah, and years later he would become the old guy. The old fellow with the knowledge. Here he's the young fellow who doesn't have any sense.
Who dooms everyone by actually doing the thing that they told you don't do the thing.
Yep. And dies by insanity.
He went through a decade of insanity before dying.
Yep.
Though, I mean, how, in a scale of 1 to 10, how insane would you go if you saw a mummy come back to life?
I
wouldn't necessarily go insane. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, well, he couldn't stop laughing, and he never stopped laughing. Yep, you could hear he's the beginning laugh at once the mummy starts walking. First you think it's Boris Karloff, but no, it's him laughing hysterically.
Yeah. I don't think the mummy that just
Grabbed the scroll and left.
yeah, I don't think the mummy that just woke up would be laughing at that point.
Yeah. So he just gets a mention because he was the first red shirt of the three members who found Imhotep / Art of Bay, and only Edward Van Sloan survived out of those three.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mueller, because he was a smart one.
Yeah.
But let's get to the good.
I mean, the plot was actually good, very straightforward. And definitely the acting was very good,
Yeah.
very Broadway caliber.
Yeah.
You know, everyone truly did their best
Yep.
in this film. And the makeup and effects, fantastic, especially for the time period.
Yep. With the famous Jack Pierce and his work, which years later would end up being his undoing because of how so much time he took in all the makeup. That they decided to make up a little bit more quicker for some of the monster movies decades later, yeah.
And also use different ways of putting the stuff on so the actors wouldn't get hurt.
Yeah.
So how was his undoing?
It was the time. It was both him taking his good old time putting it on him, which was like about as many hours as it possibly was, through a much quicker process, which wasn't that quite as long.
So you got fired.
Yeah.
Ah.
But yeah, he's always remembered as the guy with the original Universal, so that's his legacy.
Hey, it's a good way to go about it.
Yeah. Despite the hardship.
Yeah. But with this being a film with good qualities, there are unfortunately some bad qualities, and it's not so much due to the material or the acting or anything. It's just how movies were made back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, despite the film being really short, I mean, it's only an hour and 14 minutes.
Yeah.
But also in a weird way, the plot was kind of moving a bit slow in the first third of the film. And also the unfortunate thing of having to use brown face.
I sort of give it a benefit of the doubt because of it being a different time, but that's just me.
Yeah, but it also does kind of have that weird, unsettling kind of...
Played by Noble Johnson, who, oddly enough, was in the Silent Ten Commandments, which years from now we will be doing Ten Commandments compare and contrast adaptation, whether he likes it or not.
I'm gonna have to sit through 4 hours
Of the Charlton Heston version.
Oh God!
It's going to be about...
Hey! At least there was a bunch of new material for the Snyder Cut, but
Since we were talking about Egypt, that's why I was saying it. So
yeah. But hey, if people want to see it, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But
especially our Pack 14 viewers.
But yeah, the brown face, it makes me feel icky.
I
seeing
get that. I get that, but for me, it's just a different time, and I just kind of look past it, just focus on the art instead of. Even though the behind the scenes are cruel and interesting at the same time, I'm just trying to enjoy the movie of what it was.
I understand.
Yeah, so that's my opinion on that one. So I guess we'll do the scores.
Yeah.
I give this an 8 out of 10. Mainly because of my love for the movie. So I still enjoy the movie despite some of the things that you You said in some of the stock music that they use, like Swan Lake at the opening credits.
Why are they using... It was already used for Dracula. Why are you using the same song for this?
Because they're similar motifs, so yeah. Yeah.
Not even the same actor.
Well, two of the actors.
Oh, well... But not the main guy.
Yeah. But your score.
Despite, some of the things that I said as far as the bad, the good definitely outweighs it. I give it a 7 out of 10. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to enjoy some of the other Universal monster movies a bit more than this one, but with this being my first proper showing, I enjoyed it. Yeah. And I enjoyed, seeing Boris Karloff, the man himself, and seeing him actually get to use more of his acting chops. Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah. But if you were interested in checking out this movie or have other opinions of our thoughts, go find us on Facebook, The Real Screen Team. Where else?
You can also find us on Instagram, Reddit, and TikTok.
And make sure to go find us on our YouTube channel and make sure to like, comment, share our videos, and subscribe to this YouTube channel and comment on our YouTube channel videos.
And if you are subscribed, make sure to click the post notification bell.
And if you know others who are big fans of movie reviewers, let them know about us.
Yeah, we would definitely like to, potentially talk to, work with, or, get some feedback from some of the other critics, since we're young, impressionable youngsters that want to, turn this into a proper career.
Yep. So, before we go, we're going to the other version of The Mummy.
Yes, the one I think we're all, very familiar with. The 1999 interpretation of The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser.
All right, I guess I'll roll us out for this one.
Yes, by all means.
Well, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It really helps it. So, let's cut, print, that's a wrap.